Israeli forces launched a wave of deadly strikes on Gaza after it says Hamas militants killed tourists. At least one crossing has been reopened after multiple routes were closed, but that doesn't mean aid is actually flowing. CBS News foreign correspondent Remi Inocencio joins us from our London bureau with more on all of this. Good Monday morning to you, Remi. So is the ceasefire holding at this hour?
Errol, yes, good morning to you, too. Well, Gaza's skies are quiet and they are clear of those Israeli military jets and the bombs that we heard over the weekend. But on the ground, it is a different story. The IDF this morning said that its troops did open fire, not in one instance, but in two instances. This is in eastern Gaza City, on what it said were several terrorists who crossed that yellow line and then approached them. And this is that line that Israel's military agreed to pull back to in President Trump's 20-point peace plan that gives them roughly a little bit more than half control of the Strip. So we would again be seeing a test of whether this ceasefire can actually hold. There were no reports of anyone injured or killed in those incidents. But up until this point, Sunday night, both Israel and the United States said the ceasefire had resumed after that violence over the weekend. President Trump played down that attack by Hamas, saying that maybe the leadership isn't involved, and we understand that there are many, many cells that operate independently in the Strip. And he said that he doesn't want his progress really derailed. Of course, we're looking ahead to Steve Witkoff, special envoy, and Jared Kushner, his son-in-law, landing in Israel today to talk about phase 2. Focus is there, future of Gaza, Hamas demilitarization, an international security force, and of course, further ahead, Gaza governance.
And the ceasefire, Remi, was meant to create enough space so that aid could get to the people of Gaza. How much aid has actually been getting in?
Well, in short, still hardly enough from what we're seeing here, Errol. Yesterday, Israel's military said that deliveries would restart on Monday. That is today, of course. And we're still waiting to see if that happens. It's about 2 p.m. local time in Israel right now. The AFP news agency says that Israel will not just reopen one, but 2 crossings, in fact. One would be the Kerem Shalom crossing. We've been there before. This is in the far southeast of the Strip. The other would be in central Gaza, known as Kisafim. These are crossings from Israel into Gaza pretty much directly, which means Israel can monitor what goes in, basically so no weapons can go in, for example. But the UN's humanitarian chief, Tom Fletcher, we're seeing is in Gaza now. He's seeing that devastation, and he is saying that roads are being cleared, trucks being able to drive through to get aid that is still so urgently needed. All
right, Remi Inocencio with the latest. Remi, thank you. And as Remi just mentioned, President Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, and the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, are expected in Israel today. The pair just sat down with 60 Minutes about how the Gaza ceasefire came together and their message to Israel moving forward, as well as its leader, Benjamin Netanyahu.
I don't feel that way. And I thought he steered his country through some really difficult circumstances.
People think that he prolonged the incarceration of the hostages for his own political future.
I don't think that's the case.
The biggest message that we've tried to convey to the Israeli leadership now is that now that the war is over, if you want to integrate Israel with the broader Middle East, you have to find a way to help the Palestinian people thrive and do better.
How are you doing with that message?
We're just getting started.
And you can stream more of Leslie's interview with Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner by looking for 60 Minutes on the CBS News app or on Paramount+.
So there's a lot of stigma and misconceptions out there. People need to educate themselves on their options.
I think it helps having people they can relate to, like us, sharing our stories. the more they can see someone who is similar to them, the more they can start to change perceptions and stigma.
Ask your healthcare provider if Descovy is right for you.